Brings us to a demo, custom RRAS configuration, show how a VPN connection would work. So let's go ahead and take a look at that. So that brings us to you.
It does.
Mr.
It does indeed. I'm ready for this. So it was custom RRAS configuration. We actually talked about this in a previous module. I'm going to undo what I did before. I'm going to disable routing and remote access. And it's going to undo anything I've done to configure this server. And it shouldn't take too terribly long. There we go. All right, so let's close that. So we're back at Server Manager, Tools, Routing and Remote Access. So it's here, it's clean, it's shut down, it's not set up for anything in particular. Configure and enable. Same wizard. What do we want to do with it? Now in this case, last time we set up a secure connection between two private networks. We don't quite want to do that this time. Custom configuration lets me choose exactly what I want. VPN access, LAN routing, and these are things that can implement the technologies we're talking about. So for now, that's good enough. We'll just use those. LAN routing, not important in this particular instance. VPN access is the one we're really going for. And we're ready to go. So it looks the same, but like I'd mentioned, some of the things are different. If I go to properties on the server, this first tab right here is different, IPv4 remote access server. And this is where I can configure the different components of that VPN connection. I can set up ports right here, right away, because it's a VPN. This server has all of these available connections for a VPN connection. SSTP being another protocol. If I scroll down through this list, we're going to get to PPTP. And if I continue scrolling down, we're going to get to IKEV2, which is an IPsec protocol. That is really all we're going to talk about. Again, we're not going to go into great detail. We don't have the ability to test this fully in a demo environment. There are other considerations if you're implementing VPNs that relate to firewalls and ports and the protocols you allow through your firewall. But that's about all we're going to cover. Now, on this particular server, I also mentioned as part of the demo, we're going to look at a VPN connection. I'm going to open Network and Sharing Center. We're going to get the default Network and Sharing Center screen eventually. And this looks pretty normal. Set up a new connection or network. Connect to the internet. In this case, we're not connecting to the internet, we're connecting to a VPN. We want to create a VPN connection. Click that. I can use my existing internet connection. I'm already connected to the internet, so I don't need the VPN for that. I can also dial directly, connect to a phone number. I vaguely remember this technology being in use at some point in the past. These days, we're probably just going to use our existing connection. Internet address, you can use names or IPs. I don't even know if this is a real domain name. I'm just doing it to create the connection. Once this is done, though, I create it, and all I'm doing is giving it that name. It creates it just fine. VPN connection right here. It won't connect to anything because I haven't configured it for an actual domain name. But the important part is that once it's configured, I can modify. I right-click, View Connection Settings, and I can modify all the information about what type of VPN connection it is. Security, type of VPN. I can tell it what it is. And then that will actually give me other options for further configuration down at the bottom. A lot of things just got grayed out. Authentication we're not using. Let's go with SSTP. I mean, all of these come with different advanced settings as well. Pre-shared keys versus certificates. We don't have the time nor this exam, the information we're giving you today, doesn't go into enough depth that we need to worry about the advanced settings on certificates versus pre-shared keys. The joy of PPTP and SSTP is it's essentially server-side, you set it up and you're good. You set it up on the server, you give users instructions on how to set it up or use group policy to deploy pre-existing connectoids, and they'll just connect. With L2TP or IPsec, you actually have to make some of these decisions. You've got to configure things on both the server side and the client side. But that's pretty much all I'm going to cover for VPNs. There are networking options. Past experience makes me want to go through more of these. I've done things with VPNs that I want to just, you need to go in here and you need to make sure that you're using the right settings. Use default gateway on a remote network. This is a huge one. If you're at home and you're VPNing into work and you've got this box checked, everything you do on the internet's going through that VPN connection. It's not using your home internet connection for anything if you're connecting to Netflix to watch movies or any service. You're going to live.com or going to outlook.com to check your email. It's actually going to go through that external VPN connection if you've got this checked. So, little tidbits of information to know. That's pretty much it. That's about 4 layers down. So, luckily this is a video, so you can go back and look at it anytime you want.
Anytime you want to. And really quick, to go back to the phones where it said you're dialing into. Okay, I might be dating myself a little bit here, but back in the day, companies would have banks of modems that you would dial into that would allow you to access the network.
Yep.
So you would dial in from your modem directly to a company modem, and then once you were dialed in, you would go through the authentication system, go through the naming server, and then once you were connected, you'd be connected directly to the corporate network.
Yep. I was kind of fortunate. Modem banks are something I've heard about and never actually seen or worked with. They existed when I got into IT, but I personally have not had to manage them or work with them.
Yeah, they're
tons of fun.
Yeah, they're
easily configured and managed.
Oh yeah, they're great times, great times. Because then not only do you have to configure modem interconnectivity to the server, but you have to configure telephone connection into the modem.
Well, and from what I remember of modems, modem connectivity to the server by itself is enough to explain why you don't have any hair. So you say modem banks, now I understand.
Modem banks. What can I say?
Now I get it.
Yep.